It's been a while since I've spoken on the microphone like this, bro. Oh man. All right, so I've been in the middle of building my game, and I'm not gonna give away the title for this one. Um, I do know it, obviously, and I know all the things that are gonna be in it. I'm just gonna make a quick little thing, uh, just to show some stuff. I've been trying not to show anything. I mean, I have been not showing anything, and what I'm gonna show you is gonna look pretty cool, but it's not a spoiler, but it's going to be a spoiler of certain things that are definitely in it. But I'm not using my real game scenes. Uh, I'm only using a demo scene for the forest or jungle part here, and I'm going to use one of my test scenes that spoils nothing other than some of the stuff that is there. But you're not going to see, boy, you're not going to see 2% of what my game actually is. And the only reason I'm making this, man, is because I haven't made any videos this year, and I haven't been playing any games. I've been building hardcore, fresh systems like you wouldn't believe. They're hard for me to even believe. And so we're just going to walk through this demo scene so that I can show you the Thalion. Okay. Um, Everything I have created, I have created. Other than the Thalion's model, I didn't create that myself. I bought that model and I customized it to fit what I needed. But the other stuff that you're going to see on the other vehicle after this one, 100% from the ground up, everything on that sucker is handcrafted from me. And as cool as that sounds, you'll see the difference. And when someone professional makes something and someone like me that doesn't know, I can't say that I don't know things anymore because I know a few things. Um, I'm digging this demo scene a little bit. It's got some speckles that I wouldn't have in mine, but that's just kind of because I turned some of the stuff off that they were using probably for it. Um, and this is the Thalion here. As you can probably guessed, it was some sort of vehicle
Thalian door opening.
of sorts.
Thalian door closing.
Yeah, and I really didn't want to show this thing for a minute, but at the same time, man, when I was setting in this demo scene and I was cruising through here, knowing what I'm creating, I was like, ah, this is a good thing you could show because you're not spoiling anything. To y'all, we're just cruising and then a flying car, by the way, uh, through a little jungle piece. Like it's only from here to the rock in front of us up there. And you can kind of see how just something simple like that would be. Okay. Um, oh boy. Um, but in my testing,
Thalian door opening.
I can really fly this thing. I can't really hear because
Thalian door closing.
I don't want to fly outside all the map out here. Plus, they're running all of the stuff here. The frames don't run as fast as they do in my other thing either because of whatever they have. So, I just kind of wanted to show this thing in a wild element. And we'll get a better look at it in my test scene because it's super clean in that test scene of nothing's there. And it'll be interesting to see. I don't have everything hooked up. Like I haven't hooked up the lights on it. I'm saving that for this one. When you see the other vehicle, you'll kind of get an idea of what kind of stuff is going to go on it. Um, but you can kind of see the detail of what the models are going to look like in the game because this isn't a trailer. Okay, this isn't even a teaser, but it kind of the best one I can do for y'all. Creating it myself, so this is like the one man's job of all of this stuff, and I'm freaking having a blast. So I'm gonna jump over to the other scene. Um, this is where you see it in its element here, though, where you can see like it doesn't just look plain. Not that it looks plain there, but with the shadows and stuff that you got here,
Thalian door opening.
man, pretty cool.
Thalian door closing.
I will talk more about it over there. Though for tuning this stuff, um, you can see it better here because it's not covered by leaves and trees and things like that. The idea behind this thing, bro, and we'll take it for a drive. Let me just go ahead and show you this one over here so you're not wondering what's out here. You can ignore that one out there because it's literally not supposed to be here. I mean, it's a junker, is what it is. This is the well, hold on, quixotic, right? I've built so many things, bro. Yeah, yeah. This thing is a wild thing. Now, the doors aren't animated right now. They are animated. Sorry, they are animated. They're not connected to open up like you're going to see them. So when I hop in the seat, you're just going to see me. Also, my third person, you can tell I don't have an actual character model. I'm an empty person. That is so for me, like I'm not fighting different things. This is my fuel system. So like you can plug it in. You can drive that thing around with it if you wanted to. You don't have to worry about a nozzle thing. That thing is not fluid, okay? It's a fuel, but it's not fluid. Um it's vaporium. Kind of a thing that you'll find out, I guess. Don't worry about it now. And I got my test scene kind of cold out. We have to get over there closer to see it. That's because I've been working on some shit that just this thing right here, man. It's interesting. And unfortunately, but kind of fortunately, the suspension is broke right now. Not broke, out of tune. So is the traction. And it wasn't before today. I rebuilt a new model for the suspension on it for a reason, and it is not in tune. So I don't know if we can drive it very well, but I definitely can hop in and start that sucker up. Um, the chances, yeah, it's fine. This is all fine. Fine. So I built my own UI 3D modeled screens here, and I would walk through all of this stuff, but I kind of don't want to. I kind of just want y'all to experience it. But since we're here, and I wasn't trying to create the longest video ever for this thing, um, I'll go through it real quick on what it has. So, on your controller, if you're using a controller, you would use your D-pad keys to control the different screens you have here. And if you were using your keyboard, you would use your arrows. If you're using a steering wheel, I imagine you have a D-pad or anything like that. Like it has it. It has mirrors, and you'll notice these mirrors are on the interior. And the way I set these up is you got a mirror timer where you can adjust your mirror. And the timer is there so that you don't get locked out of the rows. It doesn't. You have unlimited time to adjust your mirror. The timer only starts counting down when you stop pressing a button, and as soon as you touch it again, it would reset back to 5. That's just so you can adjust your mirrors. Um, yeah, because I had to create. I had to give y'all the mirrors, bro. You knew I would. The reverse camera is I put it down where the ball is so that when you back up to hook up to a trailer, you can always see it, and you're gonna see why in a minute because I'm going to spoil something on this vehicle that you would have found out, but trust me, without driving it, bro, you don't even get it. You don't even get it. We have the radio, but I'm not going to turn it on, man, because it's a serious thing. It's a serious system. The bass subwoofers are just like if you're in your real car. You would hear it like that if you have headphones on. I could demonstrate that, but I'm not going to. Somebody out there don't believe me. You know what? It doesn't matter. If you believe it or not, you don't have to. Just take my word for it, bro. I'm not messing around. The suspension though, man, is it gonna let us get up here? Okay, it did. We can take this thing down the road a little bit. So yeah, it has a fuel system. It is tracking. Yeah, we don't have traction for shit. It's tracking your average miles per gallon and your instant miles per gallon. I might be changing the instant one. Um, you know, nothing I'm showing is official on that part, bro. But this vehicle is not just a. I mean, you can jump in, jump out of it, right? You can drive this thing and beat it all to hell if you want, but it's going to respond. Not like it's gonna come after you, bro. And it's got a real. Oh, we're shaking too. Yeah, that's my bad on the suspension thing. Um, I promise my wheels aren't wobbling, bro. I mean, they might look like they are now, but they're really not supposed to be. Some of the cool things I can show you on this, though, since we're here, is we do have the rear steering, which on your controls makes it just feel like you've inverted your steering, really, to steer left and right. Yeah, but it has that. And we have crab steering. Now, with this new thing, I don't know if it's still working. We're going to see if it actually goes that direction or not. Let me zoom back. Yeah, it still kind of works decently. Um, and then you have your all-wheel steering, which is probably pretty strong. Luckily, we don't have good traction right now. You can tell that by the way we're just spinning these tires around. Right. Let's put it back in the front steer. Now, I'll go ahead and show the raise mode. And don't worry, I haven't put all the sound effects on everything for all this stuff yet. But you can tell the way I did my lift mode on this vehicle is it literally lifts the body off the suspension. Normally, when you see people lifting things in games, in real life too, but in games, they use suspension for that. This doesn't, which means your center of mass stays the same, which means it handles the same as it did when it was down low. You don't get top heavy. I could have implemented that, but for this futuristic style kind of thing, it needed a little bit of. It could do it. It's the vehicle that can handle being able to extend up and do that. Now, for the people that like it, and I don't care for this, but I built it because I know it's a popular thing, we have a squat mode, which does exactly what you think it would do, bro, for this thing. I mean, I would never do this to my rides. I built it on this one on purpose because I'm building for the world and not just for myself. So yeah, this thing can squat and you can drive it. You can't see, just like probably in real life. I've never been in one of them, but I imagine this is what they see for the highway when they squat them suckers. Something like that right there. There is a special mode that we can't even activate, so don't even worry about it. And I set up a thing too. If you're in squat mode and you wanted to go to low mode, you can just hit low mode. And what it'll do is it will go back up to rise and then it'll lower down. As simple as that sounds, bro. It didn't Logic didn't like that a lot, That was a lot of scripting problems there. The animations I thought was going to be hell, and they were, bro, because all of these moving parts. Like there's pins in there, right? And those pins, when I hit, am I in raise? I'm in the wrong freaking thing. Those pins in there that are looking, because I'm built this kind of mechanical so that it would at least logically look like it made sense, even though, it couldn't be a real thing. The pins should release so that when it's down here like this, it looks like it's locked in for a little safety thing. That makes sense. And then when we push it, those pins had went in. The camera wasn't over here, so you didn't see it. The drive shaft does spin. I created a shaft that is always connected to that rotates. So that's always connected, and that's how it gets its thing. Even though it's a game, bro, I made it make sense. Okay, it didn't have to. The fans in the grill are also real. They go with the health system thing. Man, this thing is shaking now with that stupid system. You know what though? It's good that I'm showing it like this because I'd rather it look jank. I'd rather it look jank than it being the official real deal driving that it's capable of. Oh my gosh. This thing was never like that though. Mm-hmm. That's perfect. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, but anyway, you get the idea of this car. So what happens when you get this thing hot? I could show you that, bro, but that would be a spoiler, so I'm not going to. But I can tell you to do something. Actually, I'm going to do it because I changed something and it might not activate. If it does, it does, okay? You'll get a taste. I also had to change the gears. Now, I'm going to have to make the speed go slower. It was going like up to 300 and something. The reason is only because of, unless you know how to fix this, bro, I can't figure it out. On the TMP, see our temp gauge come on. Also, our fans are on. Let's look at that real quick. Push it temps back up. The TMP will shake now. Like, it can't handle this speed. It gets a shaking vibration in it. I've tried disconnecting it from the... Oh, we killed this thing. Oh, come on. Not in the middle of my recording, bro. We did it on purpose. I guess it does work. I thought I'd unhooked a thing where it wasn't going to work, but it still does. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, the TMP, though. When this thing can start again, and it can. So you notice the blinking yellow here. I set the indicator to do that for this button I made. That means it can start again. Now, if you ran out of fuel and it shut off, it would not be yellow. It'd be something else because in that case, it can't start unless you refill it with some fuel. Is there another reason why it would shut off? There might be. If there is, you know, and it can't start, it will let you know probably. Surely. Might be Earl. Earl might do it. Earl's a thing too. And I so badly wanted to put Earl up there instead of oil. Because I like to say Earl. But that might have to be like for a fun vehicle that looks like it could have that. This one just started like I expected this to not look that great because when it came to the interior, I mean the exterior was pretty fucking simple, right? I mean it does look kind of wild for what it is, but it's not like super, I don't know, bro. It's what I wanted it to be, but anytime I look at it, I'm like, that needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. The interior, I've made this out of wood here, so it looked like somebody carved a chunk of wood out and placed it in here with some screens on it. Now that that light's red, it will start because that means our engine has cooled down. The way I did the heat system is there is a passive cooling. And now to start up. And the fans will kick on up there, which is cooling the temperature down faster like it should. The coolant thing is going to take effect by every time you've overheated it, like if you're pushing it a lot, because, bro, I've been pretty lenient on the way I've designed these systems. So you really must be trying to overheat it a lot if you're getting it overheated because you can easily let off the throttle and let that engine cool down. Like I wasn't that hardcore about it. I could have been, um, but I was lenient, but to an extent. So um, if you're trying to get it hot, which it sucks to drive this thing shaking. Yeah, it's never been all vibrating like this, man. I hate it on my eyes. What I need to show you though is the TMP elements. You can see we're not moving, and you see how they're consistently shaking. This is the reason why I would have to dial the max speed because it turned out 167 miles an hour above that. If you go above 167 or 170, I think you get this. You start getting a minuscule one, and anything above that gets more and more dramatic. From what I can tell, it thinks we're still moving at like before it was 300 miles an hour, but I think I've turned it down to like 280. It still thinks we're moving that fast when it wakes up. I've disconnected it. I've tried to set the refresh thing in the other section of the script, which, you know, maybe some of y'all don't care what the hell I'm saying. or even understand it. And trust me, it's stupid. Okay, is what it is. It's a stupid thing because this vehicle is meant to be able to drive 300 plus miles an hour. It's designed for it. It has a race mode for a reason. The race mode, it's literally a Formula One car. The rock mode is literally got the gear ratios of a rock crawler. The tow mode is literally like a diesel machine, bro. It's got the pulling power. Like these are real modes right here on the screen. It's not a horsepower changing difference. It's not just a horsepower kind of changing difference. It actually reverts, or it actually is switching. Now, if someone asked me how could I make that in real life, and I said, bro, you build a transmission, okay? You know your transmission's got those gears in there. You make out the ones that can swap out to different gears inside it. It's a mechanism. It's a futuristic car, bro. It would exist. They try to say they don't think it would. And I said, well, listen, I don't have to think it. I built it. So in my game world, it exists. And that's how it works. But basically, these are literally different vehicles, you could say, but it's not. It's this engine. It is the same engine. But I have gear ratio, like real gear ratios and real everything as far as that goes for these. And that's how this works the way it does. It's not a fake thing. And it's hard for you to tell that the way this thing is driving and shaking now of how realistic this thing was. Which is fine, bro, because I don't need to be spoiling the real deal before it is the real deal. When you experience it, it's not going to be jank. If it is, though, bro, what happened? Yeah, it won't be. Let me tell you something about each of these screens, though. 2 days to code. It took me a day to build all of these screens, a day to build every single one of them. And I built them in Blender. To code and make this work, this first screen, 2 full freaking days. This screen, 2 full freaking days. And this one had less freaking controls than this one. This one over here kind of went right in because I had this on a previous vehicle. I don't know if I showed the clip. I might have a clip of that where I was smoking the tires. Shit, I shouldn't have said that. There was a clip. Maybe I'll have to include it if I can find it. Where I was driving around just smoking the tires, and that had an older kind of radio that I designed. That was like the first version. That was I'll find it and show you. Anyway, bro, it had this kind of system set up in it. So I kind of already had that part. When I built this new UI system, it made everything much cleaner for this. Actually, we can turn the bass, the treble all the way down. And then if you got your headphones in, you can hear this, okay? To see what I meant about the bass. All right? We can also play with the RGBs, but I shouldn't leave them. Bro, I told you I wasn't joking, was I? You only hear this if you have headphones. You may not want to turn it all the way up ever, though. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I'll do some more tuning on it, but for now, it sounds pretty decent. bit too much, but we'll turn it off. You got an idea of it. And to turn it off, you just turn the master volume all the way down. I thought of that last minute because I realized I didn't put a button here for power. I did it on purpose though. It was never. It used to be intended to only turn on when you turned on the vehicle and turned off the vehicle. But for the health system, I changed it because if you're jamming to the music and you overheat the car, it's supposed to shut all the electronics down. It's like a safety relay that I built in this. What it's doing is the vehicle is trying to save itself from frying its circuits. I tried to make it like realistic like. So it shuts all that down. That's why the only screen you see when you turn the engine off is this one, even when it overheats. It has powered down all systems. So like anything that you would have had going or whatever is supposed to be off. And you can turn it back on once its engine has cooled down. If you were out of fuel, once you put fuel back in it, and then it will start back up. I don't know if it's still doing it, but before, when it overheated, it was skipping the start sound right there. Oh, yeah, the other thing is you can reset your trip, and that's important. You don't have to. Like, it's going to tell you when you need an oil change, and the oil change is going to be every 3,000 miles. You may never need to get an oil change the entire duration that you play the game, okay? That's how I wanted to do it, though. I wanted to keep the realism of, like, bro, 3,000 miles. I mean, I'm not going to do the thing like survival games do where you got to eat every 5 seconds. Good God, this thing sucks on driving now, though, bro. I apologize for that. Not really, though. It is what it is. I don't even have to be showing this, but I am, okay? See if we keep that other one in. Am I going to cut all that out? Who knows? If I showed it, I showed it. Now we can drive this one in,
Thalian door opening.
and I can show you how it drives. Now this one I have not
Thalian door closing.
other than the doors, have not hooked up audio. That gets annoying after a while, but that's because when I was tuning it, it got annoying. So I don't know if it's going to be the same when you experience it. But bro, the idea was
Thalian door opening.
a flying car. Whatever
Thalian
happened,
door closing.
like the Jetsons said that was going to be a thing, right? Or someone did once before. And now you see these people thinking they got flying cars with these little propellers on them.
Thalian door opening.
This is a real flying car, though. You know, this is the real
Thalian
deal.
door closing.
This is what you would want to see. I mean, for real, you would. This is what you would want to see. And what's great about it is you 100% would drive this, could drive this like a real car, okay? Nothing is preventing you from doing that. We have our gas pedal and our brake pedal. So I kept it car-like, and there's not like a pilot throttle thing here. You press the gas to go and the brake to stop and reverse. I did it on purpose to keep it car-like. If I would have put the thing in here, it's no longer a car for me. That you're building an airplane if you're putting a joystick in that thing, bro. That was my idea for it, though. There was room for it. There's also room for those UI screens if I want to put them there. But anyway, I'm saying you can drive this like a car because you can. Now the speed down there is 60 something like it was on that other one. This is in miles per hour for now. The real game, what I'll do is I will create a thing where you can make it miles per hour, kilometers per hour, knots, whatever you want it to be for this one. There will be the different settings. And for the real nerds, you know, it'll have the real, like maybe MS or whatever. It'll have all of that, most likely. Right now, it's in miles per hour, bro. So just deal with it. Just like the feet. The 4.3 is how many feet off the ground we are right now. So yeah, you can tell. And we're going to see how well this thing can handle at high speed because actually, if you would believe it, I wouldn't know. Not in testing, only in I did what I did on as best they could on the code thing to get it flying, but I have not flown it low. I was flying it to a specific area, trying to get my climbing altitude up to a certain point. Golly, man, this thing can handle this at this speed? Oh, this thing is a beast. This is what you would want in a flying car, though, bro. Yeah. Hovering nicely above the ground. You can swerve and stay in your lane if you want to. And if there's ever traffic, bro, you can just incline and get up out of there. Now, the way I did the leans and everything on this thing is I made them only work if you're going above 50 mile an hour. Otherwise, bro, anytime you would steer, it would be leaning like this. I give you an example of why that would be a problem, okay? Because at first you might think like, yeah, but I want to lean. I want to always lean. You don't want to always lean. You think you do, bro, but you don't. You don't when you're going slow. And I'll show you why. For many reasons. Okay, so we're under 50 now. So like when we turn now, we are just turning like level. We aren't getting any percent of any kind of lean. Nor are we if we go down or up. The way you control down or up is downshift and upshift right now. You can reprogram this, y'all. So why I did it like this is for anyone that plays and they drive the manual vehicle over there on controller L1 and R1 are your downshift and upshift. You can reprogram them however you want. On keyboard, it is Q and E for downshift and upshift. And really, even the manual, you can shift it up to 7 and never even worry about shifting. Like, you can leave it there, it can handle it. You don't have to shift. But if you're going to do some rock crawling or something like that, you might want to use your gears, bro. It's not hard. I didn't implement the clutch, bro, because I'm not building a racing sim. I'll go ahead and say that. It is not what it is. Okay. And fun. It is fun. Yeah. And that's basically the Thalion driving around. The thing I was trying to do when I first got it going, though, to implement or to kind of get an idea of its climbing rate. At first, it was realistic exactly with a small plane. Like the numbers of the amount of feet were probably like 13 or 14, which is very realistic for a smaller plane. And then I had to push them above a 747, kind of, slightly, a little. I needed to get above 500 feet. I don't even know if it's going to do it now because I'm hauling ass. So I'm technically going faster than I am climbing right now in time to get on top of this. But from a goal that I had, because I set up these crazy scenes like this to just test different things, I needed to get to the top of that, which means I needed to get above 500 feet and within a mile. Because from where I was over there with this thing to over here was a mile to the edge of it. And I kept clipping it. I kept clipping the damn thing, bro. And at first it climbed, I thought, pretty decently. It was very slow climbing, but I sped it up because I wanted it to feel like you're flying something for real and not so slow. Um, it's not moving as fast as like a jet would be, really. It can though. There is
Thalian door opening.
no top speed on it. If you got the
Thalian door
room,
closing.
it literally has no top speed.
Thalian door opening.
But you know, it doesn't need one.
Thalian door closing.
And isn't that wild that you can build something that doesn't have to have a cap on its speed? It doesn't need one because you are definitely going to probably do something if you're running it like that. So yeah, the vehicles are all kind of smart too. Right now we can jump out of this thing in the air. I know you were probably wondering. Now I don't have the body mesh on my character, so we won't see me splatter on the ground or anything. Also, there's no parachutes. Don't know if there ever will be, bro. Will there be parachutes? I don't think so. Who needs a parachute? You shouldn't be jumping out. Um, I can tell you two other cool things this vehicle can do. If you thought this was decent, maybe kind of cool, it can do more things than this. And I know you're thinking barrel roll? No, I wasn't. I didn't implement that, bro. Why do I need to do a barrel roll on this thing? You may want to. But it's that isn't even. I mean, I guess that would have been cool. That was a good guess, though. I just want to get a little closer for when I bail out of this thing because listen, this thing is It's not trying to protect you right now. The safeguards aren't there, so
Thalian door opening.
it will let you just open that door and you fly out.
Thalian door closing.
It, though, is not going to be stuck in the air. I implemented an auto parking system to where it will land and park safely, bro. I was going to make it do a little cool fly into something, but I was like, but I would never know where you would be in the world to do that. And the chances of that ever working out, depending on where you were, would have been pretty jank. So what it does instead is land. This is probably still going to be a problem, but right now what it does is it lands. It slowly goes down to the ground at like 1.2 something a second. It's super slow, but it is coming down, bro. I promise. Okay. Um. Probably don't jump out of it in the air though. Unless I implement a wingsuit or something. I haven't gotten to that part of the game of what the reason for that is. Oh, there is a reason, but for the character. Um, the other two cool things that it can do, bro. We'll wait for it to land. You don't want to spoil these things, do you? It's really not a spoiler, bro. I could tell you that thing could turn into a chicken. Is it a spoiler? No. You just now know it could. Wait, it cannot? It can't do that. Damn it. I thought that thing could do everything. It can't turn into a chicken, bro. What kind of jank shit? I'll try better next time, everyone. Um, Dang, I should have made that thing land a little bit faster, huh? Well, I probably shouldn't have been. What was that, 700 feet? And I jumped out. Pretty much wouldn't be down here speaking. I'm pretty sure, for real. But we'll say I had a parachute and I landed safely. The other two cool things it can do, man. Um, how well were you paying attention to the dash when I was in that thing? Huh? Is anyone noticing anything cool in there? Maybe, maybe not. Is this thing coming down fast enough? Come on. We're waiting, bro. Too bad I didn't make it where you can enter, like right here. Now, I don't know what happens if you stand under it, but I'd imagine you're going to get mushed.
Thalian door opening.
Oh, it did land on my head.
Thalian door closing.
So now you can tell what it can do, right? By looking at the dash now that we see it again. Is it noticeable? Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep the dash looking so, like, it's kind of hard to read them numbers. Well, not for me, but not everybody. I know someone's going to look at this and be like, why are the numbers so hard to tell what it says? Well, that says northwest. And there's your degrees. What do you mean? Southeast, east, northeast, northwest? What do you want, bro? You can't tell what that is? You can't see them numbers? You can see that shit. The other thing it will be able to do, bro, is be a submersible. That's why you can see the ocean there on the screen. That was a clue. Also, though, when it lands on top of the water, it can be a boat. It can cruise along the boat, and in that mode, it will do the boat kind of lean things like you've seen it do in the air. And the submersible, it will go down underwater and you can have your fun adventures for the reasons of that to do that, bro. Yeah. Like I said, though, I'm not spoiling anything. This is literally what it can do. So it's not like, I'm telling you something it can't do.
Thalian door opening.
Um, what it can't do right now,
Thalian door
though,
closing.
is turn on its headlights. It can do all that stuff, bro, but it can't turn on its headlights. Come on. Oh, what kind of jank, man. And you'll notice there's a fill thing here. Now, I haven't hooked up the fuel system on this thing at all yet. Obviously, it's literally just running. It's not even having to be turned on. As soon as you enter the seat, it becomes active. It knows Tush is in the chair. Fire engines. Something like that. And since it's a flying car, bro, I had to have it like speak here.
Thalian door opening.
You know what I mean? Once you open that door, though, it's gonna throw you in the seat, even if you try to
Thalian
run
door
away.
closing.
Because what it normally
Thalian door
would
opening.
do is, or how I'm doing this is, your player is
Thalian
being
door closing.
teleported to the seat transform. And all I did for this was I made it wait until the door fully opened before it did that. Okay. And that's kind of that. Will it have some cool jet streams back here? Most likely, yes. I thought I was going to say no. I thought I was going to say no. Yeah, it probably will. It's not anything important right now, bro. Like there's super fine details that got to be done. Both of these look like pretty cool things, but they're far from where they're supposed to be, or far from where they're going to be. Except this one, this one actually, bro, this was so much easier to do than anything on that freaking thing. Literally, everything about this was a breeze, except one little thing got broken, and I thought it was going to be the kryptonite for it, bro. I did not think I was going to figure it out. Like, it was the thing killing this machine entirely. And I sorted it because I got rid of whatever the thing was. And that's all I'll say. But there will be a fuel thing and a coolant thing, just like this one has three. One is for fuel, one is for coolant, and one is for your Earl. Okay. I thought about doing different fuels at first before I invented my own kind. It was going to be like your normal gas pump fuel or the super fuel or like rocket fuel, like the drag cars run on. Um, the super high octane. But then I invented something that even blows that out of the water, which is Vaporium. And there's nothing like that on the planet of Earth. But there is in this world, bro. Eh? Yeah. So this world takes place a bit in the future, A bit, I would say. Um and I think that's what I want to show and say. This is my little test scene, so you're literally not seeing anything here other than a little test setup for me being able to grab these things and put them back. Getting ready to do things with it, but this is sort of not the official, though this bro is. Look at this. You can't tell me that's not legit. I mean, I think it is. Look at it. Yeah. This was the cool thing, man, because bro, I was going to try to make hoses. Like, you're going to do the thing and drag your hose over here, and then if you got too far, it was just going to retract and slot back in, right? And I said, but I had been saying also, I knew I was going to create a portable gas can that you could carry around with you. And I've been going against creating the inventory like survival games do, where you can hold 100 rocks in your pocket, even though it's a video game. I was like, I don't like the sound of that. Also with this thing, it was before this thing ran on real fuel. So it has a 200-gallon tank. And I was like, if I made a freaking canister that was only 5 gallons, what the shit is that going to do for this? Um, so that's how this became 200 VAP units, bro. Which is different than your typical what you know of. Even if you're a super smart person, you know that this right here does not exist. And any kind of fuel, but it is a fuel. Um, for real, or in this world, it is. And I have the lore to back it up, bro. So eat it. You know what I mean? And that's how all of this has come together, pretty much. I looked at it. I said I would do this thing, and then I did this thing. Let me show you something about my rims. First of all, I thought these rims were super sick, right? They're pretty fucking cool. And then I noticed they have a freaking Unity does this shit, bro. They don't even have a red face yet. There is a freaking hole in that metal right there on that gray piece, right down there. You see it there now? Look at that. Which means I got to re-import these rims. But I went in Blender to check because I was like, God dang, man, there was a face on that. How? Because I literally modeled it. Bro, I modeled it out of the simple square shapes. I didn't flip anything around. I just bent some things and made my holes where I wanted them and curved things like I needed them. Nothing got flipped. And what do you know? When I went into Blender, there was nothing flipped. Um, so yeah, that's just a stupid Unity thing, bro. Shit. It does that to me sometimes, you know, with things. But I've been finding ways to beat you, Unity. I will say, other than that jungle thing, there has not been really any Unity assets that I've been using. I've been building my own stuff because, bro, it's just been so much easier. Like, building and knowing what you need, exactly like what you need, is so much better, man, and so much cleaner if you can do it, you know. Which, fortunately for me, I have been able to do everything that I have tried to do so far. There has not been a single thing yet as I look at this freaking thing that I know took a week for UI inside here. UI screens took me a freaking week. And it was so freaking stupid. And, by the way, these aren't even lining up my meshes. So that's dumb, you know? Can't have it all, man. You can't have it all, okay? You can try. You can do it all like you want. But oh, and another thing is I don't do anything by the book. Let me tell you something about the book or the proper way to build certain things. Those have a cutoff. They can only go so far in advancement. That's why you see a lot of games built a certain way. And either people have like reused assets that worked before or they reuse code logic that has worked before. Nothing wrong with any of that, bro. For my stuff, does not exist. And nobody has built any systems like this specific thing. It's all fresh, all my code. That's why it works the way it does. This vehicle here is stupid in systems. It is a freaking mountain of it's a full blown system. There's so many different sub things that it communicates with to run itself. Um with the health system, you know, then you got all those UI machines here, or you got all of these things like the mirrors talking to the mirror things. This is talking to my own physics system. I will say, yeah, I'm not running wheel colliders at all. I built my own physics system for this and for that hover car. Okay. How can you prove it? I can prove it like this, bro. Your wheel colliders can't climb up things like that. But maybe you don't believe me, okay? So let's drive over to the steps. Actually, let me raise this thing, bro, or I'm going to make myself look super stupid right now if it can't even do it. I probably can't do it because of traction. I'm going to give myself the best chance. And y'all, the cheat code. Race mode is cheat code because it literally could run like an F1 car. The other modes are not supposed to run like that, so that's why it has the exclamation point there. It's for a reason. It's warning you that it is no joke. It is built to do it. Also, that clock right there is my real in-world time. Or no, my real Earth time. I thought about doing a game one too. It might be a thing that I show on there. So, you'll know a wheel collider. I hate that this thing is shaking, bro. But you know that a wheel collider can't do this. You should know that. If you don't know that, well, I'm telling you, it cannot. Let's back up and see that again. I can't believe it's doing it even without traction. It has some traction. Put it in gear, bro. Yeah, look at it shaking. It literally knows how to get up and over things. Now, you can't see the suspension working, so it looks like it's floating, but I promise you it is not. And that is hitting back here, so we're high centered on that thing. And that's on purpose because at first I didn't have a collision there, and this thing, nothing stopped it. It could climb up a freaking anything. It did not know, it didn't know anything. Now, this car I was not going to spoil because when you first see this car, and not everyone's going to see this video, bro. Maybe 10 people will see this video ever, which is great because, nobody needs to know what I'm building. Only people that are like true fans and just like hanging out, bro. That's cool. Don't share this stuff, bro. Like, I don't want nobody knowing until like it's done. It's gonna be like a hell of a reveal, bro, because I'm just gonna release that thing. I'm not saying nothing, but I'm going to release it when I release it, and when it's ready, which might be by the end of this year. Who knows? It depends on how many times, how much trouble I get into with all this. I started it in January. This is as far as I've gotten. Yeah, I got the 2 vehicles, but I have next. I will build the world. I do already have my creatures and things, if they're going to be creatures in it, or people, or anything. Who knows? Um, I do have those things though. So yeah, it's not. No, I'm not waiting on anything. I am literally building it myself, and I don't jump around. So like I've fully got this to a passable place where I said, all right, this is passable for now. Everything left to do on it is pure tuning, not code writing. And the same thing with this, except for I probably will code in an on and off for it because I'm going to implement fuel stuff. So, it's going to have something, and possibly the UI screens there. Though they're going to have different, because this one over here has things like mirror controls. Well, that isn't going to have mirrors. I decided I'm not doing it. First of all, to let y'all know about mirrors, they're expensive the way I do them. You can't do this by a shader. You notice my mirrors are actually inside the car? Like, those are screens, okay? The way they would work is you would have a hidden camera in that side and a hidden camera on this side. Not really hidden, but inside that screen mesh there, pointing out that way. Oh yeah, and the thing I forgot to show you earlier about the reverse camera. Are we raised? No, we're not. So when we raise and I put it in reverse, you'll notice that the camera down here stays like it's supposed to. That's so when you're pulling something, bro, and maybe you're doing your lean or your lifted, for like this, you're not penalized, bro. You can still use your reverse camera and back up and see exactly what you need to see. The only thing I'm probably going to do is hide these UI elements when you're in reverse. There's no reason you need to see the clock, the gear you're in, your RPM, or your speed. Um, so yeah, that will probably be hidden when you're put in reverse, so that you just got full clear screen there, so you can back up, bump into someone's kneecap, and then take off. This thing, I mean, you're not a monster truck, but you are supposed to be able to climb things, bro. Can you climb this? Ah, you could, huh? Interesting. If only your suspension was dialed in, you would have did that cinematically, bro. Anyway, yeah, man. That's where I've been. You know, been doing a lot of work. I've been spending about 18 hours a day working on this, doing other stuff when I need to, and the rest of it I sleep, and that's pretty much how you do something like this, really. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. We can show the night LEDs, bro. We'll do the one little other thing. Let me turn the sun down. Fortunate that we don't have lights, but I do think my spotlight works. It's the only one. I gave up on fixing the lights for now and started building that one, because after these screens gave me hell, the next thing I set up was the lights. And this is the first time I have not had, like, my meshes. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. They have the right material on them and everything. But I will give you this spoiler, okay? We can still see sky here. My game is going to get darker than that. It is going to actually get dark, like all the way, right? I'm going to leave a little bit of sky so we can. I mean, I don't think it's going to help, but this is just to see the LEDs. I'm not gonna go through all of the modes, bro. That's something you will experience. But at one time, it was called the Kforge Lux 100 and some. I don't know. I'd lie on the number, 72 or something, because that was how many different variant things there were. I don't know how many there are now, though. I'm not even gonna lie. One cool thing I can show you though, is the way I've set up RGB. Now you have to have the radio on for the RGBs. You didn't used to have to, so I don't know if I'm going to change that or keep it the same. Um, because there's not a way to turn them off otherwise, which would be fine. What are they going to do? Run your battery down? I didn't implement the battery. Let's pull forward a little bit here. Pretty dark, so it's hard to tell anything. Huh. Why aren't those on? There's supposed to be rings around here that are tied to them too, and they don't seem to be. Anyway. Put it in neutral so you can see. This is RPM 1. So these react to the RPMs. Pretty cool. You know? You got your seats glowing in here too. I might have made it too dark, bro. Let me give you a little light. You can't see nothing, I bet. And depending on how I'm recording this, I remember dark used to be a problem for something. Yeah, I wonder why the rings are. These rings that are white around here are supposed to be glowing, and they're not. Interesting. Are they now? Huh. Yeah, they got disconnected, I guess. That's strange. I don't know when that happened. But I can't remember how many different RPM ones, but enough that you had a few choices. I'm pushing the wrong thing. RPM. The arrows don't work like they're supposed to. Like they're supposed to glow brighter so you can tell what row you're on. That's a little jank. I need to turn it up, but kind of see some of that. The other one that is pretty cool, I guess we can spoil it, but if we're going to spoil it, we got to spoil it right, okay? Is this one a good one? It'll work. We're going to put it on immersive, down one. You see the mirrors? Huh? That's why we needed more sun, bro. Anyway, you can tell they have a dim one where they would dim to the bass hit, and they have one that brightens to the bass hit. Just for fun, man. You don't ever have to turn the radio on, okay? You can leave it off and listen to your own music. All the songs you hear are all my songs, so you know it's that kind of thing. Just like all of the stuff you see is this stuff I've built here. Other than when I'll find models like I found. How did that happen? Did the bass blow that sucker over, bro? I literally don't know how that happened. Did anyone see? Shit, I hope I recorded that. How did you do that? Did I touch you? Did I back into this thing a while ago and it flipped? I don't even know how that's possible for you to flip over. Is there something loose out here, bro? No, like, I don't know how that happened. I don't think the bass should have been able to do that. Literally and logically, no. I didn't program bass to have that kind of effect. I did think about it for some cool effects, but I didn't do that, okay? Where it would be, I mean, that's insane. Also, it didn't seem like the wind picked up or anything, so I don't. Also, we're in a test scene, bro. There ain't no weather here, bro. What are you doing? This is Perfect. Like, I'm glad that this is looking like jank as shit
Thalian door opening.
because that makes me feel better. Yeah,
Thalian door
I don't
closing.
know how you got on your side. And also, I just learned I can roll you back over just by getting in. Did not know that was going to do
Thalian
that.
door opening.
You know, building physics, you don't
Thalian door closing.
always know how they're going to react, okay? And especially when you start creating your own physics, because that's a whole different realm of knowing anything about physics. Creating some inside of something that doesn't have real ones, it simulates it. And then you have to create things that simulate its own kind of thing. Yeah, it's a different realm, bro. Anyway, you got to see a little bit of it, man. That's where I've been. I've been just putting stuff together. Yep. And what did I used to say? Until next time, adios. Something like that. Literally, how did that thing flip though, bro? That's just not even possible. It's never flipped. Oh shit, I should also stop my recording thing. Also, why is this so like that? Why are you doing this? What's wrong? What is this? Editor, why are you doing a thing like this? Oh, it's because I'm recording still. Shit. I mean, the only thing I can think is I drove over it, but it didn't flip it when I drove it over. The other thing I did was turn the sun down, and that is not gonna flip it, bro. It ain't no way.
Thalian door opening.
Oh, I didn't
Thalian
never
door
fix the camera
closing.
over here. My bad. I didn't fix your camera over here, bro.
Thalian door opening.
Is this why you flipped? Because your camera is
Thalian
upside
door
down?
closing.
Doesn't seem like a reason you should flip, bro. Did I fix this one? Oh, yeah. One's fine. Why did it flip, though? Keep moving. I mean, you're not, like, your transform ain't moving. I don't know, bro. That is a mystery. Maybe something lingering when I drove over this thing? Something like that I didn't like? Huh? Does this bother you? What it is? Huh? Hmm. Because I know before I turned the sun down, that thing was still setting level. Then all of a sudden it wasn't. So I'm gonna try it again. Try to recreate what I did. I mean, I definitely can push you around like this, but you weren't flipped when I drove over you, man. Unless you had something lingering there. After I do that, and then I pulled like over here, and I was jamming the RGBs. We'll keep it in sight, bro, in case it flips over. Wait, this is the wrong shirt. This one. You turn. I guess there is technically a way you could turn this on and not have music playing that you could hear, because you could turn the bass and treble all the way down. And then you wouldn't hear anything. Not flipping, though. What did we do? We did like the RPM little test thing. Thing's shaking like crazy. I don't know why it looks like the front of it is smoking over there. There's not that kind of effect on that thing. It's a shadow flickering. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know how that could have happened. Is it moving? I don't know. Hmm. Just doesn't make sense. And it freaking did it right when the sun was like pitch black. So whatever made it do it, bro, was hidden from the camera entirely. I'm telling you, it isn't the sun. The sun can't make it do it, man. We're going to rotate it just to clarify. See, you're all the way dark and light, and you don't flip over. Nothing makes you flip. Yeah. Super strange, man. Let me check its transform after I ran it over to see if it is getting any motion. It is not. Let me check its. No, it ain't moving. Yeah, bro, you ain't moving, so I don't know how that happened. Also, what's the deal with your camera? Let me fix that real quick while I'm thinking about it. Passenger. Where did I put the doors? When do you actually set in? You probably need. I don't know which one. One of these you need rotated 90 degrees. I'm gonna assume.
Thalian door opening.
Either this one or the other one.
Thalian door closing.
Not this one. Okay. Wait. Is it not negative? Is it positive? It's positive. Yeah. You could have been scooted forward a little bit too, huh? No, your head should set right here, bro. For when you want to go for a ride, you know?
Thalian door opening.
Is it?
Thalian door closing.
Well, that'll do for now. Let's just lock that number in and shut it down, bruh.